Okay. So Dean and I have been together for 11 years, which is incredible. When we met, we didn't have any wrinkles, we had more hair, and we were thinner.
We never planned to buy something this big. We were actually looking for a little cottage in the middle of a field, and then this came up and we were just like, shall we have a look?
Hello.
Hello, I'm Dean.
Borja.
This is Borja.
You may know us from Instagram, or perhaps you have seen our TV series Saving the Mana on HGTV and now streaming on Max and other sites.
You know, like what I actually love is like this. Are they called? It's like made of wicker.
We're talking about a frosted glass window, and we have no roof.
For those of you who don't know us, we bought an estate that originally belonged to King Henry VII in Warwickshire, England, just 2.5 hours north of London. We call it My Tiny Estate, but it's not tiny.
To own something like this, it's absolutely bonkers.
I know.
It's what you see in movies, that it doesn't happen.
This place has always had this kind of mystery about it. You really wanted to know what was behind the walls.
It's a hidden gem. You walk through and it's like, whoa, I did not expect all of this in here.
There are 7 buildings, 60 rooms, lots of gardens, and after more than 500 years, every inch of it needs a lot of work. With roofs caving in, walls falling down, and all sorts of unexpected finds.
Are you ready?
Oh my God.
What's that?
Oh my God, Dean! That's disgusting!
There's not just one.
No! Oh! I don't like this room now.
We bought this off a much larger estate, and that's where our name came from, My Tiny Estate. We fell in love with it just walking into one of the walled gardens. We hadn't even seen inside the house. It was so overgrown.
Downton Abbey, that's a family that we bought this place from.
King Henry VII gifted the estate to the Lord.
Exactly.
So it's been in the same family for around 500 years. It was a typical English estate. So you have a main house, you have servants' quarters, you have stables, you have a gardener's cottage. We also have a caretaker's cottage.
Yeah.
And then because it was designed in the Victorian times as well, we've got walled gardens. We've got 3 courtyards.
So you can understand why we fell in love with the place. Even when it was all overgrown, it had that sort of magic about it.
Over the past 4.5 years, we have been restoring the estate 1 building at a time, brick by brick.
You make it look much easier than I do.
Down to the tiniest detail, even making some of our own furniture and panelling.
Our story was always a 5-year plan. Within that 5 years, we were meant to have everything done. However, we do all the work ourselves.
Everything. And we didn't actually appreciate how long things take.
Oh my gosh, no.
Things that we think will take a day take a week.
Yeah.
Anything that takes a week takes a month.
I love this view. It was a hard decision to replace them, but they was just in such a bad condition that it was worth it.
But there were also times we thought we made a big mistake.
We had a surveyor come round and check it all out. As the surveyor was looking around, he fell through the floor in the main house. We didn't know there was an issue with the floor until that happened.
We knew that.
We knew that. Yeah, he found out the hard way.
Dean, everything is rotten, everything needs rebuilding.
We do get these moments where we just gotta step back, reassess.
I think it's essential that they are like really well clean.
You know there's like 600 tiles on here.
A lot of the stuff we kind of learned on the job as we went along.
We make loads of mistakes, but you always learn from them.
You're not supposed to say that. We're supposed to be great.
So I cut it a little bit loose. You taught me this trick, didn't you?
Yeah, you just need to put a screw right in the middle.
I think that working so many hours together has actually made us be better as a couple.
How are you getting on?
You know how long these things take, so.
Yeah.
Dean is British, he's an architect, so that helps when doing a renovation. I'm originally from a place called Malaga, it's in the south of Spain. I came over to England to work, and then I met Dean a year after. It was all fate, it was meant to be.
We were meant to buy this. We were meant to buy this like big estate and really test our relationship.
It looks awful.
You have to set a little bit more.
I don't want to do this.
The caretaker's cottage was the first house that we restored. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, living room, kitchen downstairs. Traditional layout cottage. It's the oldest cottage on the estate.
It's not small. That is one of the lovely things. These cottages look quite small from the outside, but this, like, how many in square feet? It's like about 2,000 square feet. It is big.
You're the estate agent.
Yeah.
So the caretaker's cottage sits within the caretaker's courtyard. It has its own walled courtyard. Next to the caretaker's cottage is the servant's cottage. The servant's cottage is split into 2 parts. The 2 kitchens that fed the house, a pantry and a servant's dining room. And then upstairs is the servant's living quarters, which we have 2 bedrooms, a bathroom. Between the caretakers and the servants is the servant's courtyard, which is our gem.
The heart. I think it's the heart of the estate, that space, yeah.
Borgia planted up a bulb lasagna of tulips, alliums and hydrangeas.
Is a white courtyard, which at night time, when there's full moon, those flowers shine. It's just so incredible, isn't it? And then within that courtyard, we also have a gym. We also have a bar.
We run a vacation B&B and rent out the caretakers and servants' cottages to help fund the ongoing renovation.
And then in the middle, we've got the main house.
A Georgian manor with 20 rooms. It's where the Lord and Lady would have lived. There was a nursery on the 3rd floor that was connected to the servants' cottage. And on the other side of the main house, we have the stables. That's where the Lord and Lady would arrive and park their horses. We finished renovating it last year and we created an apartment above the stables, where we're living for now.
There are some outbuildings. A few we have restored, but most still need attention.
We did a TV show called Saving the Manor. Here we are now after the show and we're still working away. We're still doing stuff.
We've never stopped.
We still have to tackle the main house, which is exciting, but with 20 rooms to restore, including a furnace, all new plumbing, it's a massive and very expensive project. In its heyday, this estate required 10 people to run it, and it's just the 2 of us.
The maintenance of this place,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it is full time. So it is hard for us to juggle renovating, maintaining, running several businesses, right, to kind of keep this afloat. When people is like, how do you guys do it?
Yeah.
We have no idea.
We've had some lights come. How cute are these battery lights?
A lot has happened since Saving the Manor, and we're excited to share it with you.
The amazing thing with the TV show, it was an incredible experience. We were filming 6 months of filming for about 8 hours in total. There are so many things that inevitably will be missed.
Why did we buy a house with so many problems?
We need more time because, you know, the show, that may have been 6 months, but that was just 8 rooms and we have 80 rooms.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do.
That's what you will get to see on our channel. This crazy journey we are on, along with affordable do-it-yourself projects and how-to tips you can use in your own home.
I am now using a very old handmade piece of glass that we had left over, so I'm using it for a much smaller piece of glass, so you can reuse it, which is good.
We are always thinking on what comes next, and we never kind of like are able to stop and rest.
The most unromantic setting.
This YouTube channel is going to be great because you're going to see the reality.
So, what have you learned?
To not get close to the fire. I've literally burned everything.
And did we mention we occasionally host special events like weddings and celebrations here?
Even though we have more work than we know what to do with, apparently we are gluttons for punishment.
So we went and bought the dower house, which was an important part of the original estate. It's the house that the widow would have left to after the Lord died, so the Lord can move into the main house, which we also have. And we haven't actually shown it yet.
Yeah.
No one's seen it. So even though we still have a lot left to do here, the 22-room dower house stole our hearts, and we can't wait to show it to you. We hope you're as charmed by it as, well,
we used to be.
We caught the rat about 11 p.m. last night. At 4 a.m., the other camera caught another rat.
I'm never gonna go to the Dower house again.